Yeah, neighborhood in Pussy. Giving a shout out right now to SPR, Sparta Low. Y'all already know what it is. Slow Neighborhood in that Pussy. Big shout out to SPR, Sparta Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
G, the gratitude is the attitude. Show us a blessing to be back in the black box as we blow us a session. The Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels altercation is like one of the biggest things going on right now, man. And we covered it briefly yesterday. I was disappointed in Corey. I first, I think he took it way out of context when he started making it seem like you saying us G after he just said that man kissed A. He was basically saying the same thing that you were saying. He went extra out with the terminology and he over projected almost like a dare. Kept telling the man to say it again after the man had already said it 5 times. He said, did. He said, no, I don't. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. He said it 5 times and you want him to say it again. Now, basically, you're saying you got all up in that man's space and said, say it again. Basically, you're guaranteeing if you say it again, I'm going to strike you. I would be a fool to just allow you to strike me first. So why, if I see you pumping yourself up to finally react to something that already happened minutes ago, I'm not going to be a fool and say, okay, hit me. If anything, rather than say it again, a calculated man would swing first, just based on the energy. However, I say all that to say, shout out to my boy Kraig Facts. That's my partner. However, I won't put no extras on it to act like I'm over extremely familiar with him. We do have one another's number, and we do exchange cordial messages every blue moon. However, based on my general awareness of him coming from him being on a comedic show and him not really utilizing his time on this show to expose the levels and layers of what I'm learning that his character is, I underestimated his intellect. But I clicked on it just because I saw Kraig Facts response, and I had been wondering if the voice we heard off camera was his voice, didn't quite sound like his voice to me. And now when I saw Kraig Facts response, I clicked on it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm used to short bits of comedic relief from the homie. But I developed a whole nother respect for his intellect just on this small clip, the way he spoke. Man, this dude, a heavy dude, man. Shout out to Kraig Facts, and with no further ado, let's see what the homie has been up to.
It's called a dog whistle in politics. They will say things that trigger you and evoke a response that makes it seems like you're being emotional. That's why Antoine started being very direct and started being very accusational, because he was trying to trigger Corey. And it worked.
Not necessarily saying that I agree with everything he said, but just the way he articulates himself, the thought that has definitely gone into what he's saying was impressive.
For a bit, but Corey caught himself and handled himself like a G. I hope they can get back to.
That's his partner, so he's going to be biased. Corey did not handle himself like a G at all, bro. Nah. Mm-mm. He was extremely emotional, borderline feminine, if not feminine, outright feminine. There was very little masculine energy. To keep raising your voice and to get in a man's face with your voice and your tone to attempt to intimidate him is not no G shit in your 50s, bro. Especially when the opposite man is the obvious, less aggressive personality. And he didn't just come out of nowhere and say, man, nah, everybody act like that's where it started. Like that's where the disrespect started. No, he had just told that man, you kiss white man's A's. Kissing ass 69. I don't do either. And we can get all specific about the ramifications of the latter, but the former was offensive as well. If you want to insinuate Me putting my lips on a white man's buttocks as if that is cool versus you putting your lips on his swipe, you got me fed up. You can't dish it, don't. If you can't take it, don't dish it. That's simple. We learned that as a young, especially as a comedian, a talking comedian, a bagging ass comedian. Come on, bro. This a dude comfortable getting on stage saying, I knew my daughter was going to be a slut when she came out the womb. I knew from day one. And he said the reason he knew, because as soon as she got a baby bottle with some milk in it, she started doing this. So a dude, you got to have thicker skin, Corey. You don't get to do this.
Together and do it more, because at the end of the day, what we need in our community is not niggas that want to be right. We need niggas that want to push an intellectual agenda that furthers the common consciousness of everybody black. Do your research on most cult leaders or most dictators or most people who rose to power and did some absolutely heinous things. These are people who willed their way into that position and dealt with a lot of rejection. So when you're dealing with somebody that has an agenda, they will sacrifice the greater good of themselves. So one day they can position themselves to be able to tell you what to do and run your life.
Oh, cult leader thing, huh? The whole Jim Jones. I don't know what I'd be talking about. I'd just be running my mouth. But let's continue. Kraig is speaking facts.
I'm telling you, you can't stop you can't just come with the buster bitch nigga talk, hoe nigga talk, rat, coon talk. You have to understand what's going on completely, even if it don't match how you feel. If somebody is dealing in narratives and speaking in fallacy, they're trying to evoke emotion to make you seem hypocritical and control people's view of you. But it ain't over though. I hope it ain't over. Man, look, man, it's so many great things that come from niggas putting their differences to the side and saying, okay, nigga, all right, let's go in, let's do what we got to do now. Let's get back to the agenda. I already know Corey's thing is helping black people, helping black women and young men see the light. I don't know much about Antoine, but he says some things. I mean, we need that type of niggas shouldn't be scared of a little bit of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's what this shit is about. Every movement has conflicts, man. But respectfully, niggas, like, at the end of the day, two niggas standing on business, they stand on business. It is what it is. Now, I was all the way at station 1640 in Hollywood. Look up station 1640 in Hollywood. I had a show that started at 10, right? I'm on my way from my crib. It's about 9:05. I turn on the show, they arguing. I hear the dude say my name and call me a yes man, right? Then I see it getting heated. I pull up to my show. I say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to the studio. So I drive from Hollywood to Pasadena. I wasn't supposed to be there. Hopped the gate. When I pulled up, I blocked the entrance so he couldn't get out. I hopped the gate, but he was already gone. He was already out of there. So I pulled up, had a couple homies tucked in the corner, waiting on that action boss. I pulled up. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man line? And then I got my ass back to my show. So let me tell you something, man, about this comedy game, man. I'm a comedian. I got my own career. I push my own line. I got things I want to accomplish for me and my family that have nothing to do with 5150. I'm a part of 5150. I'm a diehard 5150 guy. But when I heard Antoine attacking the brand, I didn't appreciate that, man. We're talking about a legend in Corey Holcomb that sacrificed a lot and experiences a lot of controversy for having the heart to speak how he feels, regardless of what people think about it. You know what I'm saying? So when that nigga said I was just happy to be here, I laughed because look, I'm a comedian. Anybody that really do comedy know Corey Holcomb is one of them niggas. It's an honor to do 5150. I'm not on 5150 to make it my show, nigga. That's Corey's.
But what happened, Kraig, is Corey ceased to do comedy. He got in his feelings and tried to do something other than comedy. This was a moment for him to show his genius, his genii as a comedian. He's supposed to turn conflict into comedy. He turned it into chaos. And that was a failure because when he turned it into chaos, he didn't even execute the chaos correctly.
Show, nigga. I'm there to be a compliment, you weird ass nigga. But I love to debate you. You gotta play your position on whatever team you on. It's called alignment, exactly. You can't be out of alignment and call yourself a man. It don't work like that. I got my own ship I'm building right here. I got my own studio I'm sitting in right now, nigga. I ain't no status driven nigga where I feel like I gotta step in every situation and make it my shit and dominate. That's some whole shit to me. I mean, but you know, I pulled up because I wanted to have that conversation face to, and I had never really heard of dude. I seen him online and shit here and there, but I really don't follow dude like that. I didn't know what he was on. When Corey said he was gonna have him on the show, I didn't know nothing about the dude. We don't got nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to smoke, he can get it. I want to debate. Come on, Kraig facts, man. I'll kill you off. Yeah, man, we gotta understand, man, when something is agenda-based and something is based in illogic, you gain nothing from giving that attention as far as your emotion is concerned. Once somebody is speaking illogic, you gotta let them have that. The hardest thing is for us to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because it triggers us. People who ain't on shit know how to trigger people in order to gain their attention. Men, you go through this all the time with scumbag bitches. You know, you do everything right for a chick, and then once you don't do one thing right, you all kind of bitch-ass niggas, and you ain't shit, and you gotta...
I can't relate because I ain't never did everything right for a chick. Or the few times I have, I didn't come out as no scum ass. No. I can't relate to that. And I gotta say, this is my not, but his take is extremely biased. He act like Anton just came out the wrong, talking about illogical. Anton was extremely logical in comparison to Corey. Extremely. Corey was talking some especially if you go see after he sat down, talking about they paid dudes that they around me, trying to act like he talking in this deep metaphor coded language. That was all bullshit.
Little dick, and you know how I get. That's the same type of shit. Shit,
Yeah.
man. That was an interesting thing. I got so many calls and so many. Look, I don't crash out for nobody. So even me pulling up last night wasn't no crash out. I'm my own motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? I don't crash out, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You feel me? So respect is number one. You know what I mean? Nigga, I got a family. Nigga, I got places to go in life. We all got limited time. You feel me? You know, so stick to your shit, man. You know, it was a bunch of shit. The ad hominem was very present. That's when instead of sticking to the argument, somebody focuses on a flaw. You know what I mean? So it was very agenda based. Shout out to Corey, Anton. Y'all need to run that back. Run it back with me if you like. I would love to do that. Man called Corey racist. Right. You can't be racist if you're not white. I mean, that's a power structure thing. But look, this is why Neely Fuller said black people shouldn't even be around each other. We shouldn't even be around each other until black people shouldn't even be around each other.
No contact, no conflict. Shout out Nelly Fuller Jr. Rest in peace.
Unless they understand white supremacy. That's why you need to buy the United Compensatory Code Book and Guidebook by Neely Fuller so you can get a better understanding of the 9 principles of racism. And sex is one of them.
So what y'all think about what Kraig had?
Wow, Kraig is sharp. Kraig is sharp. I have a newfound respect for Kraig.
Me too. On my mama.
Okay.
I didn't expect that from Kraig, man. And no disrespect, you know, when you see somebody just being, like he said, in a support role on a comedy show, he just usually shooting 1-2 liners, talking shit. I've seen him say some little sharp things, but I was thoroughly impressed with the way he presented his position. Although I don't totally agree with his position. Shout out to Anton Daniels. However, I have developed a new level of respect for him because, like I say, I was only under the impression of some of the other people that spoke on him and the little clips I saw. And only other word I could describe him being marketed as a bootlicker. And I got to keep it a Google, kind of had that assumption about him, although I couldn't really point to why I thought that way. It just seems to be the common sentiment, and I kind of somewhat accepted it, I must admit. But the way he handled himself under this amount of pressure, I can't say I actually feel that way or think that way about that man any further. Shout out to him, Corey, 5150, Kraig Facts, and the female, Darlene, that's her name, that was trying to do everything she can to hold Corey down. She was solid. Jeter, gratitude is the attitude.
I was on my Explore page and this video of this big girl popped up doing the Chris Brown challenge. You know, yeah, right. So I commented on the video. I know the lyrics didn't say, "You fat as hell, I treat you well, come in." Oh no. You know what I mean? I was being funny. Like, I just seen a nigga with no arms doing this shit. I mean, he was, so that whole time she on a weight loss journey. You know what I mean? She had already lost hella pounds, and she still is like working to lose, hella more. So, and reposted a video of her working out, and I'm like, oh shit. I apologized to her. She wasn't trying to hear that shit. I totally get it. And I definitely was not just out here like, shorty fat as a bitch or not like you big as shit, you big ass. You know what I mean? I wasn't, and that was not my intention for real. My bad, baby girl.
Wasn't that personal? Big shout out to SPR, Spotter Low. I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.